What's up, everybody? It's me, Joe Pisapia, back with another top 10 video for week 17 in the NFL. Can you believe it? Week 17, we're here already. It seems like just yesterday it was week 1, and we were so sweet and innocent. It was a simpler time, but here we are, grizzled veterans at the end of an NFL season, but we've still got a couple weeks left before the regular season leaves us and we're into playoffs, so that we're going to squeeze every single ounce of cash we possibly can out of the next 2 weeks. But before we do, don't forget, drop your comments below, subscribe to the Betting Pros YouTube channel, and you just might win yourself a 1-year free premium upgrade to the best betting tools on the planet right here from Betting Pros. Start betting smarter, not harder. That's what we do around these parts. So don't forget, if you have iOS, you download the BP app, you get 3 free days of premium just to try it out. And what a perfect time to do it with the college football bowl season upon us. We've got NFL games, we've got NBA right here on the channel too, and a whole lot more. But you're here for bets, so let's get to them. Here are my top 10 picks for week 17 in the NFL. Let's get off on the good foot with number 10, the Rams alternate spread -9.5 at +176. They are taking on the Giants in New York, and this number you can get on FanDuel. Yes, I am confident in the Rams. Sure, you could take the -6 at -110 on FanDuel, but that's not really fun now, is it? There's only 2 weeks of regular season football left. I want to have some fun, damn it. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put all my eggs in the one basket, and that basket's name is Kyren Williams. He has had 100 yards rushing or more in 3 of his last 4 games. I think he's going to run amok on the Giants. The Giants are not a good football team, and the Rams look like a playoff team that is going to be very dangerous. A team you don't want to play with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua and Kyren Williams, but most importantly, a healthy Matthew Stafford. So I'm going to push this one to the plus money. Give me 10 points there with that 9.5, and I think I can just eke this one through, and that's a good way to start week 17. Number 9 on our list this week, the Jets at Browns, under 35.5 at -110 over at BetMGM. Thursday night, sluggish post-holidays, coming off a huge game for Joe Flacco and the Browns and Amari Cooper too. I think everybody's just flying high when it comes to the Browns, including me. I am so pro-Browns for weeks now. You've been watching the videos, you know how I feel about them. But that Jets secondary is tough, and they're going to run the football, which means a slower pace of play. I think the short week with the holiday, and eventually things have to come back to a little bit of regression here when it comes to Joe Flacco and this passing offense. So I look for the 35.5 under. I don't know if the Jets on the road can do their part either, if you look at what they've done, or should I say not done this year on the road. I think this one is going to be a little underwhelming when it comes to total, so go under the 35.5 at BetMGM for this week in the NFL. Next up at number 8, the Lions +6 at -109 against the Cowboys in Dallas, and you can get this one at BetRivers. I know the Dallas Cowboys at home have been a very different picture than what we've seen from them on the road, especially in the last 2 weeks. But that being said, the Lions are the king of the North for a reason, and Jared Goff in a controlled environment is always dangerous. We see this with the split stats. It's very clear. So I think Jared Goff and the Lions can keep pace. I don't think the Lions defense is all that great, but at the same time, they do have a legitimate mathematical shot to win the NFC, being the number 1 seed overall, not just the Kings of the North. Will they fall short? Probably, but I think they're going to give it a shot, and they're going to play really hard in this game against the Cowboys, who have faltered these last 2 weeks. I do think the Cowboys win, but I think the 6 points is just way too much credit right now. So give me the Lions +6 in this one over at BetRivers. Next up on our list at number 7, the Pats and Bills under 41 at -110 over at BetMGM. The Pats' run defense, we say it every single week, is very, very good. They stuffed Javonte last week. That was something we told you could lock up. A few weeks ago, they did the same thing to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they're going to do the same thing to James Cook, who has really been the motor of this Bills offense under Joe Brady. I know he's coming off a disappointing game, but if you're taking away James Cook rushing the football, or Leonard Fournette, whoever else they want to get the football, that means we've got to get the ball in Josh Allen's hands, and he's got to get the ball in Stephon Diggs' hands, and that's been a tricky situation these last few weeks. The first 6 weeks of the season, it was glorious. But it's been since week 6, and Stephon Diggs is at 100 yards receiving in a game, no matter how many targets he's getting. This doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy. Plus, the Patriots, we know, are going to grind things out. That's the way they seem to play. and sometimes it's been working out for them recently, much to my chagrin as a Patriots fan. I just want a high draft pick, damn it. But regardless, the Pats and Bills I think is going to be underwhelming on this 41 points. I'm looking for more of a 24-13 kind of game. Buffalo coming out on top, but at the end of the day, the Pats will keep it annoyingly close for a little while, and eventually the Bills pull away. But regardless, I don't think the Pats offense can help out enough here to help this 41 total that I think is just a tad too high. Next up on our list is number 6, another under, the Falcons at Bears, under 38 at -110. This one's over at BetMGM. In Chicago, on the road, go the Falcons. And we all know the Falcons on the road this year have been less than enthralling. That being said, the Bears have DJ Moore a little banged up. We'll see how his health works out the rest of the week. But regardless, I am looking here at the under on this game. I'm just not confident in the Falcons offense. I'm sorry, they're very frustrating, and I think both these teams play better defense than they get credit for on a weekly basis for basically a month and change now. So this feels like a little bit of a defensive struggle. That's going to pull down this total. 38 is a low number already, but it's not low enough for my taste. So give me the under 38 at -110 at BetMGM between the Bears and the Falcons this week. Coming in at number 5, let's get salty. No more unders. Let's take a money line. How about the Dolphins +160 at Baltimore against the Ravens? That's right. This one's over on FanDuel, and everybody loves the Ravens now. Why? Because they went into San Francisco and handled their business. They smacked the San Francisco 49ers in the face, and they smacked me across the face too, because I thought the 49ers were going to roll the Baltimore Ravens. Well, the opposite happened, and after a very convincing win with a lot of turnovers, this Baltimore Ravens defense deserves a ton of credit. Now they're going to go and face the Miami Dolphins, who have finally come off a big win of their own, finally punching above their weight class and beating the Dallas Cowboys. So, is this an opportunity for Miami to build on what's been a very good defensive run for them these last few weeks and go out there and all of a sudden beat the Baltimore Ravens, who have been up and down all year? I know their record is good, but they have played in a lot of close games at different times, and things have worked out their way recently, which is great. All the credit to the Ravens after last week. It was a huge win for them over the Christmas holiday, but the way to make money on this game is finding the plus money, and the plus money is with the Miami Dolphins in the upset on the road in Baltimore, shocking the world. Speaking of the 49ers, they take on the Commanders this week in Washington, and the number is 13.5, so I'm going to take the Commanders side. You can get this plus 13.5 over at -105 at BetMGM. I think the 49ers will win this game handily, but 13.5 is just a huge number. 2 touchdowns basically on the road, and Jacoby Brissett is a capable quarterback. He proved that last week when he came in and made things a little uncomfortable for the New York Jets. So this one you can find at BetMGM. Again, I think the 49ers get back on track. Christian McCaffrey is going to have a ridiculous day against this Washington defense. In fact, considering what Breece Hall did to them last week, you could see Christian McCaffrey go for 200 all-purpose yards, and I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's well within the range of outcomes. But regardless, even in a backdoor cover, I think Washington is in play this week with this giant 13.5. So give me the Commanders and the points in Week 17. Next up on our list, coming in at number 3, give me the Bucs at home -3 at -110 against the Saints. And this one you can find at BetMGM. I have been rolling with the Bucs the last few weeks, and I'm not stopping that train now. We're going to continue to support Baker Mayfield, Chris Godwin, and Mike Evans coming off a 2-touchdown game last week. The Bucs are in a good spot here to basically run away with this NFC South, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do. They have played very good football these last few weeks. Baker Mayfield is their quarterback going forward next year, and the Saints are a team that's been grossly overvalued and overrated all season long. So this one is easy. That's why it's up at number 3. I think this is my lock of the week. Before we get to the futures market, speaking of the future, let's start off in the past for a moment, shall we? If you go back and watch this video from Week 15, I told you Kevin Stefanski for AP Coach of the Year was a great bet at plus 1100. Now, it's still a good bet at plus 130, but my goodness, how things have changed. Joe Stradamus was ahead of the curve when it came to Kevin Stefanski, who has done a phenomenal job of managing this Cleveland Browns team, especially this offense that has been through quarterback after quarterback and is now absolutely rolling with Joe Flacco. Yeah, Joe Flacco coming off the couch and being elite Joe Flacco. They're going to get a W this week against the Jets, and now I think it's pretty clear that Kevin Stefanski has done a marvelous job dealing with all the injuries, dealing with all the negativity, dealing with all the situations and hurdles that have been the 2023 Brown season, and they have come out smelling like roses. This number has declined a great deal over the last few weeks, as I said, so I'm sorry if you missed out on plus 1100, but a plus 130, you still got plus money before one more victory this week, and this number going bye-bye into the negative, so lock it up while you still can at plus money on FanDuel at plus 130. And coming in at number 1 this week, Christian McCaffrey for NFL MVP at plus 450 over on FanDuel. Brock Purdy was the leader for this award, and then he threw a million interceptions against the Ravens, so he is out. If Lamar Jackson loses to the Miami Dolphins, his status at the top of this MVP board goes away as well, and the guy who stands in the void is Christian McCaffrey and his 20-plus touchdowns and his incredible pillar-to-post performance of the 2023 season. All the quarterbacks have had ebbs and flows, ups and downs, and to me, there hasn't been one that has stood out for the entire season as the dominant player in this league. And I know it's a quarterback award. Every year it's a quarterback award. But gosh darn it, it's time to look elsewhere, because the one guy that has gone out there almost every single week of the season, put on a show, and put the team on his back has been CMC. I think he deserves this award, and I think one hiccup from Lamar puts him right in the driver's seat, which means this could be the last time you see this kind of number on Christian McCaffrey. So lock it in, give it a chance. Yeah, sure, it's probably going to be a quarterback at the end of the day, but let's have some fun because we're running out of time for this one too. And I think CMC's case could potentially grow even more if he has a historic day this weekend against the Commanders. There you have it, everybody. That's what I'm in on this week, but I want to hear from you. What are the games you're in on? Make your picks. Be bold. That's what we're here for. Have some fun. Don't forget to download the Betting Pros app. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Drop your comments below and ring the bell. You got to ring the bell for notifications so you know if you're the big winner of the BP upgrade. Plus, then you'll know every time a piece of content drops here on the channel. We got live streams for NBA every single Wednesday and Friday here on the channel. We've got the college football bowl season prediction shows out there right now. So many ways for you to win cash. So make sure you're following along with us. Make sure you ring the bell. Stick with us all through 2024 too. And speaking of 2024, Happy New Year, everybody. Hope it's a healthy and a happy one for you and all of your friends and family. That'll do it for me, Joey P. We'll see you in 2024, my friends.